Okay, everybody, thank you for joining me on another beautiful section from the series Organic Poultry Farming with Newcastle Farms. I want to say a very big thank you for the way you've been responding so far, for your comments, for the shares, invitation to other friends. I must to say a very big thank you, man. I'm so impressed, like serious. I'm highly impressed. That's what I can say. And I want to say a big thank you to one man called Kolawole. I could not remember the full name, but his name is Kolawole. Man, this man has been so supportive on the platform, sharing just comments, wow. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Kola. If you're out there listening, may God bless you so much. Okay, today we are going to be talking about something else, something very, very interesting, something you and I will love to have knowledge about. We are going to be talking about one particular challenges that we have in poultry industry. I must say, in fact, when I see a lot of people coming on platform, especially when I log into one of my groups on Facebook, when I see people saying the way they lost bread, man, this thing weak my body to the marrow. You understand? I was, wow, this is money wasting. You understand? When someone would just come and lament that I lost 300 beds, imagine. Another one will come, how do I treat Newcastle? How do I treat Komboro? My beds are having red droppings. What can I do to treat them, man? All this thing makes my head to scatter, like seriously. I'm not joking. See, when I see my co-farmer, when I see my colleagues losing money, I don't know how I feel. It pains me, like, just one of my guys will normally say something like it shook me for body, like seriously, I must say. So we are going to be using this video actually to see what poultry disease are, then what causes these things. See, once you know what causes them, then you will know what to use to treat them. I must to tell you something, that the major issue we are having in this industry is that most of us, the poultry farmers, we are not ready to learn. I'm not joking. We are not ready to learn. Especially, we are not ready to spend money to learn. That's where we are having problem. That's where all what we care for. Hey, I have 5 foreign spent layer. I'm going to sell it at the rate of 2,000 naira. That's Africa for us. Actually, it's all about business. But let me tell you one thing: if you don't spend money on knowledge, if you don't spend money to seek for knowledge, you are going to be wasting more money than you will gain. Just take it like that. Just take it that way. So I'm encouraging you out there, if you're a poultry farmer or cattle farmer, if you're a livestock farmer generally, let us try and know how to spend to acquire knowledge. Let me quickly share my story with you before we move to the major D of the day. In 2012, actually, I have a very small poultry farming. It houses something around 1,000 beds, a very small one, 1,000 beds. So you understand. So the money that I used to start this business, actually, it wasn't my own money. It was a loan. Yeah. So I was running this business and I was very happy doing it, because this thing has been, I'm still very young. Actually, if you have been able to meet me one-on-one, you will understand this guy is very young. Otherwise, I didn't know he's still very young. You understand? So, but I've been running livestock farming, export and other anything agriculture. I must say, it's just like picnic. It's my blood, like seriously. It's in my blood. So I've been running this thing since when I was maybe my early 20, like seriously. So I started this poultry farming and I plan to go on a very big, I want to challenge people like Obasanjo farm or something like that. All these people, they are women being like, no, I can do better, like seriously. But my dad brother, it's not easy. If you don't get money, hide your face. Okay, so actually, when I started this business, I was doing so fine, like seriously, until when something happened. You want to know? When I started losing bets, you understand? Bets I started dying. I was like, what is happening? What am I doing wrong? Initially, if you know my story, I'm coming from another background, not into agric business. I'm a certified computer science, and you know what I mean. So I didn't know anything about poultry industry before, but my grandma put me into all these things. It's been a very fantastic woman in my life, like seriously. She loves agriculture and she puts me on the way. So when I now go to school, I met a lot of friends, and that's why I just pick interest. So just let me go. But when I now started this industry, I mean poultry business now, wow, you know, when you started seeing clients come left and right, Shelly, do you have fake? Do you have fake? Do you have fake? You know now your ego they swell up, say, hey, almost see money they come. That's exactly what's happening. But I was running this business, I was very happy doing this thing. Before I go out, I feed them, go to my, you will always see me by my farm every blessed day. So actually I don't know what's wrong. It was June 15, 2012, if I could remember the date very well. I shared this article on my platform agrokid.com.ng. If I could remember, it was June 16, when one of my members, then one of my workers, just rushed in and called me and said, oh, we seen birds dying. I was like, oh my god, what could be happening? Then when I rushed into the pen, I discovered that about 2 or 3 gone. Well, let's bury this thing, it's normal. To me, I was thinking that maybe it was snake, you understand, disturbing us then, because there was no any sign. We were feeding them normally, you understand. I didn't mean there's any previous sign given to us, like maybe red dropping, you know, watery faces and all those things. I would have known what to do earlier. But this way I just discovered 3 of them dying in a day, you understand. Okay, we buried those one. The following day, another thing again. Within a week, I was losing up to like 30-35. I was like, what is happening? Then I have a friend who has been in the industry for years, because it's the same business that his father also was running then about at that particular time. So when I now called him, guy, this is what's actually happening to me. What can I do? He linked me up with their veterinary doctors. Sure you get. And when the man, so I invited the man down to my poultry farm then we performed something and he said, oh man, you've been hit with diseases. I said, what happened? So what's going to happen to my business? Am I not going to be supplying egg again? Just you understand? To be sincere, it was a very crying matter. I must tell you, I cried like a baby, because before we could find solution to this thing, I lost more than 400 bags. I must tell you, it's going to a certain level that I made up my mind that I'm going to sell the farm, sell everything. Like seriously. So poultry disease is what is, I can't just, maybe it's, let me just call it the number one challenges that is facing poultry industries. And since when I have these experiences, I've been fearing this thing called poultry disease. So since that year, I've been moving from one place to another, seeking solution both in and outside the country, that I don't want to fall victim of this particular thing in my business again. You understand? So that's exactly my vision. You understand? That's exactly what I determine. And ever since, I must tell you, when I bounce back in the industry, ever since, I've never ever eat. You understand? When I say eat, that is losing a huge amount of birds to disease again. No. So what did I do actually? Is that I pay more money to learn. I move to people who actually know much about this industry. I move to them, I learn from him, and then I also combine what I gain from these people to what I learn, which is organic way of poultry disease treatment for my grandma. You understand? So that's what I'm going to compile together in this video and give it to you today as a bonus. It's going to be a bonus for you that you are watching this video. So before we move on, actually, what is poultry disease? Because if we have been blowing grammar so far and we actually don't go down to the major roots to give you at least just a simple definition, this video might not really have any meaning to you. You understand? So in a simple term, what is poultry disease? In my own definition, I said poultry disease, sorry, I love abbreviation, so I might be shorting some words, but I will pronounce them. If you are jotting or you are writing, make sure you write some of this thing down. So poultry disease is any condition that results in deviation from normal function. My dear brother, that's how I have it here. That is poultry disease is any condition that results in deviation from normal function. Let's say, for instance, whenever you enter into your pen, you see these birds, they started making noise, cuckoo, cuckoo, they will be, like coming up, like eating you, like making some noise, they want to eat. Now, when you now enter the same base, the same pen, and you just find everything that nothing like that again, you must know that something somewhere is wrong, which is diseases. You understand? Or when you just enter your pen and you see some birds lie down, they can't stand on their own. You understand? You should know that something is wrong somewhere. When you just enter your pen and you discover that most of these men, they started twisting their neck, something somewhere is wrong, and all these things, they are result in deviation from normal function. So that's what we call a poultry disease. When you just enter your pen and you see something like this is what we call soft shell eggs. So when you see something like this is happening to your bird, then you should know that, oh my God, I've been hit. You understand? So when you enter your pen and you see something like this or any of these signs on the screen, then you should know that you are being hit. You understand? So when you see something like this, when you see your birds closing one eyes like this, when you even find some dead already, when you see some who they cannot stand on their own working properly, when you see all these, any of these signs, my dear brother, you'll be hit. Something urgent is required for you to do. Are you getting it now? Something urgent is required from you to what? To do. Now, another thing is that when you give them food and you see that they are not eating, they lost appetite, something is happening. It's a general sign of poultry disease. You understand? When you see that, okay, some are cough, you should know that something somewhere is happening. You understand? That's a disease. When you see that they are seasoning, gasping, all these things, they are general signs of poultry diseases. You understand? So, in a layman voice, what causes poultry disease? As my language, one year a shell kidede share. You understand? There must be something somewhere that causes most of these things. Let me tell you one thing. Poultry disease occur due to the interaction between three major factors. Let me come again so you'll be able to get what I'm saying. Disease occur due to the interaction between three major factors. And what are these three major factors? They are the ones that you have on the screen. Agents will cause diseases. Host will cause diseases. Environmental factors will also lead to diseases. You understand? So these are the three major factors that causes what? Diseases. Agents, host, and environmental. You understand? I'm going to be taking my time and treat them one after the other. But before we move on, let's start with agents. So what are disease causative agents? These are usually referred to as the biological pathogen. If you are a student of biology or microbiology, you should be able to understand this. It's one of the causes or topic in your line. This referred to as biological pathogens that cause diseases. You understand? It's as simple as that. So agents, these are usually referred to a biological pathogen that causes or cause diseases. You understand? They don't have any other work than to cause diseases. Disease causative agents. And these agents, they are of two forms or of two types. You understand? We have infectious agents and non-infectious agents. Are you done with the definition, or you can rewind this video and write it down again? So we have a lot of things to do, so I don't want us to waste time. Now, like I said, agents are of two forms. We have infectious agents and non-infectious agents. Now, the infectious agents, if you actually look at major poultry diseases, you will discover that if they are not caused by virus, then bacteria. If it's not bacteria, then parasites. All these things that are mentioned, we call them infectious agents. You understand now? we call them infectious agents. Then under the non-infectious agents, we have chemicals. We have physical non-infectious agents like human being. We have toxins. As well, we have excess vitamins. These are under non-infectious agents. While infectious agents are parasites, viruses, and bacteria. And like, seriously, if you have been following along, you will discover that these are the major things that also leads to poultry diseases. You understand? So let's leave that for now, and let us move on to another one, which I call host factor. Host factors. Now, because in my early days in this line, I actually want to make money. You understand? I want to be supplied. Yeah, this is my head. You understand now? I love money. So now this one of the major mistakes that most of us who are just coming to the industry is that we actually, what we care for is just to raise birds. Either at the end of the 8 weeks we take it to market to sell for the Christmas or New Year, which is broiler, or we just want something that is going to be giving us a very big egg. We never consider their breeds. You understand? We never consider that what type of breed will you encourage me, or will you want me to go into that I can use for my production. It's very hard to see any poultry farmer asking this question, especially when they are coming, until when they have been hit. Now they will now be coming. See, I've used this particular breed, I don't want to use them again. I've used that particular breed, I don't want to use them. Especially, anyway, I believe that experience is the best teacher. But at times it's always good to ask people who are already in the line before you put money on the table. Before, if you don't, for real, you are still going to regret it. So most of this breed, normally when it gets to some certain level, they started developing series of diseases. It's automatically, you can't just change it. You can ask anybody, ask veterinary farmers, doctors, they will tell you. Now another one under host factor is age. Yeah, my dear brother, when you have been using most of these your brand layers for some times, they will get to some age that they won't be able to perform as is supposed. Then all this will now be leading to age. It's also happening in horse human being. You understand? When you get to age of 60, 75, you started having some kind of, my leg is paining me, my back is paining me, arteries and all those things. You understand? So it's also happening as it is for heaven, so it is on earth. Now slow down. So it's all these things also leads to poultry diseases. Another one is sex. Yes, it also leads to poultry diseases under host factors. I want you to be writing all these things down. You understand? Or you rewind this video so you can get it. Now another one is poultry management skills. My dear brother, some people suck when you get to this area. Some people, they are very soft. Actually, they don't know anything. So I have an encounter with a man, let's say like 2 weeks ago or 3. It called me, hello Mr. Ademiloye, like seriously my birds are dying. I was like, what is happening? I just read on your platform right now that when birds are this, what's happening? Send me the picture of the dying birds to my WhatsApp. I gave him my WhatsApp number. When he sent me the picture of his poultry house, I was like, wow, could you yourself sleep in this environment? Very dirty. The environment was very, very dirty. And I said, you don't want this bird to die. Look at the environment. And apart from that, the birds here, they are jam-packed. Just imagine. Just put them and you don't care. No, I don't know how people do their business. But when you are doing something like this, my dear brother, you are automatically inviting poultry diseases. You are inviting them. Come on, I don't bring your food, and for you they will come. But when they come, you will be the one to pay. So you need to have management skills. Like seriously, it is very, very compulsory. For instance, most of all, we don't care about what we give to these things. We believe that no be animal, just let me give them this to make them lay. That's all, Jerry. We are not here. And if you are not here, when this thing bounce back, you'll be looking for who to blame. You should blame yourself. So your feed quality matters. Like seriously, your feed qualities matter. Just think, can you eat a bag which has been made for like or prepared for like 3 weeks? No, you can't. You can't. So this thing, they need feed, quality feed. Give it to them. especially when you are in egg production business. I used to tell my people something, that what you give is what you take. You understand? So if you cannot give cucumber and be expecting melon, it's not possible. So if you give cucumber in large quantity, you will have cucumber in large quantity. And if you give cucumber in a very small quantity, be ready to have your small quantity. So that's it about that. Feed quality matters. Like seriously, I won't lie to you, it is very very matter. Lighting program in poultry production, we all know the importance, and it's very very important. Water quality, make sure that you only monitor what they drink. It's very, this thing they are getting to their immune system. You understand? So you need to treat it as if it's part of what you are drinking. You understand what I'm saying now? The sanitation, like the man I just told you about, the everywhere was just dirty. I was like, I can't even come here and work in this area. It's very dirty. To the best of my own knowledge, it's very dirty. I can't come. Most of all, we don't take sanitation as something very important in our business, which is not good. Like seriously. So if you lack any of these things, like seriously, you are fighting diseases to your poultry, and they are going to eat you very bad. Like seriously. Another thing is vaccination. I'm aware that most of us, especially the beginners, we are not familiar with these things. If you don't know how to do these things, why can't you call an expert to come and help you out? There is no sin. You are seeking for knowledge. It's not wrong. Don't be too pompous to ask questions. Like seriously. So if you don't know how to do this thing, call them, especially where you are getting your beds from. Ask them for schedule. They will give it to you. Of course they will give it to you. Then the medication is very very important. So if you lack any of these things, like seriously, you are going to be hit. And when you hit, Oga, no blaming, and no blame Buhari for that. So the last one, yes, is environmental factor. This is one of the issues that actually leads to poultry diseases. For instance, now we have weather. When the weather is very hot, my dear brother, you need to know what to do. You understand? Because you are going to be hit. So another thing is season. You understand? Is also one of the major reasons. Then the geographical location at times also leads to poultry diseases. So that's far as what causes poultry disease is concerned. These are the major things that leads to all these diseases, from the agent factors to management factors to environmental factors, as well as the host factors. You understand? And I want us to pay a very good attention to it, because all these things they are not when they happen, like seriously. So especially this particular one, these agent factors as well as the management factors, they are major things that makes most of us losing beds to diseases every blessed week. Like seriously, the bacteria, the viruses, the parasites, and so on, as well as the non-infectious agents. That's as it. Now let's move on a little bit to the next one, which is poultry diseases. They are categorized into three major. You understand? The category one is that they affect multiple organs. You understand? You remember organ system now when you are still writing your biology in secondary school days. So all this in the category one affects multiple organs of the bird. Another feature is that prevention is the only option when you are hit with category 1 disease. I'm going to explain all these things down here, don't worry. Then under category 1, the mortality, you have high mortality rates. Disease can clear up to 100% or anything between 70 to 100%. So you need to be very attentive to this line. Then category 2 disease, they affect one or few organ system. Here they don't affect multiple organs. They can just tackle like one or two at the same time. You understand? Then mortality rate here is very low compared to category 1. Then here under the category 2, treatment is still very possible. Then you still have access to vaccination and medication for these things. So now category 3, they are not diseases, but they are just mere conditions, but they can also take the life or weak poultry birds. You understand? So let us now look at the organ systems of poultry birds. As you can see on the screen, you can see this is respiratory side of these birds. Then this is the reproductive side. This is the skin and feather. Then this is the working area where I call locomotor. Now How do I know which of category 1, category 2, category 3 is affecting? That's why I actually bring up this thing, so you'll be able to know. When you are dealing with this thing, respiratory, this is where you discover that most of the time this thing will find it so difficult to breathe. You understand now? Then reproductive area, you should know. Then when this thing they are having issue with laying eggs, abnormal eggs, you understand? Then the skin and feathers, when you are having ruffy feathers and all those things. Then when they are finding it so difficult to walk, then you should know that something is happening under locomotion. So let's see this organ one by one. We are going to be talking about their function and the major disease that can attack this organ, whether they belong to category 1 or category 2. Then from there you will know what to give to them as treatment. Are you with me? Alright, let's move on now. Then with me here I have respiratory organ. Now the major function of respiratory is for breathing. Now when this place, okay, let me put the function here. It's for breathing. Now when your birds are having issue, like when they are having difficult in breathing, when they find it so difficult to breathe normally, then you should know that something is happening to these organs, to this particular system, the respiratory side. You understand? Then here are the major poultry diseases that actually attack this area. The symptoms here is 1, gasping. That is the symptoms number 1. Then also you will see something like coughing. When you're having coughing, when you see that this thing they are cough, some of nasal discharge. You understand? When you are seeing all these things, then you should know that majorly you are being hit with respiratory diseases. There's another one called chronic respiratory diseases as well. You understand? So what we are saying is, when you know the part of the bed, when you know the symptoms, the symptoms start from here. You understand now? When they are having issue, they can't breathe normally. They started gasping, coughing. You understand? Nasal discharge. Then these are the symptoms of the diseases happening to this particular organ. You understand? Now let's look at some of the poultry diseases that can affect this particular area. We have fowl cholera. Sorry, not. It should be fowl cholera. That's 1. So I don't want to write it so you won't get confused. Possible disease. Alright, number 1 is fowl cholera. Then Newcastle. This is one of the major useless diseases. Newcastle diseases. Then another one is ammonia. You understand? All these particular diseases, they affect respiratory system. You understand? So when you see that you are having issue with, when your birds are having issue to breathe, like I said, and giving you those symptoms like coughing, when they are having nasal discharge, when they are gasping, you understand, they are having issue with this particular area. And the possible disease that could be major threats then are fowl cholera, Newcastle disease, ammonia, and the rest. You understand? So that's far as that is concerned. Another one is the nervous system. The major function for here is for standing. The standing, you know, I told you in the beginning, when this thing are finding so difficult to stand on their own, standing, walking, then coordination. This is the major function. These are the major function of this particular system, and this is why I refer to right here, the locomotor. You understand? So if they can't stand on their own, they can't coordinate themselves, they can't walk, you understand, then you should know that they are being hit. Then symptoms to watch out for here. Symptoms to watch out for. Number 1, if you discover that there's something like twisted neck, yeah, suckling, or rolling. Okay, let me put it that way. Or rolling, when they are rolling on the ground. When they are rolling, they can't stand on the ground. When they are rolling on the ground. So let me put it that way. Then when they are paralyzed, you understand? So these are just the symptoms to watch out for this particular system, nervous system. Don't forget, we talk about standing when they can't stand on their own, trembling. All these things, they are part of the symptoms to watch out for in this area. Then what are the possible diseases that could cause this thing? Aspergillosis. Then another one is Newcastle disease again. So these two, they cause major of this particular issue, you understand? So actually, a very good poultry farmer should know how to treat Newcastle diseases. It's one of the useless diseases that actually attack our industry the more, you understand? This particular Newcastle disease is a very stupid one, so we should know how to treat this thing. Although I'm going to give you solution down here as we moving on. So these are just the example of poultry diseases that when they hit your bed on this particular system, your poultry is going to be giving symptoms that I mentioned earlier, like twisted neck, rolling on the ground, suckling, treading. They will find it so difficult to walk, you understand? They won't be able to walk on their own. Then you should know that you are having issue with their nervous system, you understand? So the example of disease that can actually cause the issue is Newcastle disease, aspergillosis, and others. So let's move on to the other area, which is digestive. I'm not be able to solve everything in this video alone. The digestive system, but I'm going to try. Now, the major functions of this particular area is eating, to eat, to gain weight gain, that's how I put it here, to gain weight, and to defecate. This is where I want most of us to pay attention to, you understand? These are the major functions of this particular area. When you eat as a human being, you gain weight, and when you gain weight, it's going to show this that your body will tell you, Baba, visit toilet now, you need to defecate. You understand? So same thing also happening to this part, our bags as well. So when you understand this area, when there is any particular disease or symptom that you see on your poultry, then you should know that this is thing that's happening. Then you will know what to give as solution. That's why I'm treating all this difficult stuff with you right here, so you can see how it was. Now when you eat, you gain weight. When you gain weight, you defecate, you understand? So as is in heaven, so it is on the earth. So what are now are the symptoms here, the symptoms to watch out for? Number one thing is when you see something like bloody or watery faces. My dear brother, you been eat. You get, you been eat. You will see most of these farmers, they will come online. Hello admin, today I saw red blood, red droppings on my poultry. What could be the cause? You are having issue with this organ. Today I saw greenish, yellowish watery faces. You are the hit, you understand, with this particular organ. So what are the possible poultry disease, my dear brother? Number one here is COSI. This thing also is as stupid as Newcastle. They are very stupid. Coccidiosis is one of the major causes of all these things. So I will advise you to know how to treat these things. Coccidiosis, Newcastle diseases, Marek, and all those things. They are the major stupid poultry disease that ever occur. You understand? So coccidiosis, then worms also can lead to all these things. That's why you need to deworm them. when the time, at the right time. You understand? Worms can also lead to all these things. So that's where as it does. Then another under here, another symptom is that when you discover that you are giving your best feed and they are eating, but at the same time they keep on laying, as if they don't catch HIV, then you should know that you are having issue with your digestive system. You understand? And I told you that the possible poultry disease that could be the cause are coccidiosis as well as worms. You understand? They are the major threat on this particular area of their body, on the digestive system. So the last one that I have here is reproductive system. Actually, reproductive majorly is for laying eggs. You understand? Then producing chicks. So when you are hit with this particular area, organic system, sorry, I'll be back a minute. Welcome back. When you are hit with this particular organ system, these are the major symptoms that you need to watch out for. The major symptoms. When you are seeing kind of abnormal eggs, like the one that I showed to you in the beginning, like this one, like this particular one, when you are seeing something like this, then you are being eat seriously. And actually there are a lot of disease that can cause this particular stuff, this shell egg as well as soft shell egg. For instance, we have Newcastle disease can also cause it. Infectious bursar disease can also cause it. EDS can also cause it. EDS, egg drop syndrome 1976, but most of us call it EDS. I'm working on the video actually where I'm going to treat EDS with you properly in the series on the platform. You understand? So I'm working on the video where you are going to see how this thing works, particularly EDS. I think it's affected one poultry farm, was not in Ogun State, because I heard about it sometimes ago. So it's very, although it's not that common, but when it happens, my dear brother, it will be like me person good. So that okay, let's move on. So when you see something like that, then you should know that you have been hit with this particular area. Then number one, you also see something like chicks don't hatch. You understand? When this thing they don't hatch. Then another one is abnormal egg formation, just like I said earlier. So these are the or decrease in number of eggs. Sorry. When you see this thing, they are the symptoms of this particular reproductive organ system. So what are the possible diseases that can cause this thing? Like I said, EDS can cause it. EDS 76 can cause it. IB, that is infectious, just let me put it that way, IB, infectious bronchitis, can also cause it. The Newcastle diseases, Newcastle diseases can also cause all those things: abnormal egg formation, decrease in number of eggs, select egg, soft shell eggs. All these particular poultry diseases, they're responsible for all those things, and they affect the organ system that we refer to as reproductive. Now that I've treated with you the causes and the major parts that most of these things is on our beds, the system that they majorly face on our bed, this video is running to an hour. What are the possible solutions? Let's look at possible solutions. As a farmer, before you can give any solution as a disease to any bird, the first thing you need to understand is you must have a full knowledge on how to identify the disease itself. Are you getting me now? Because if you actually don't know how to identify the diseases, giving them solution will be very difficult. Now when you go to hospital for treatment, when you just doctor, I'm having an headache, you understand? Actually your doctor knows what an headache is, but your doctor will not just go straight to the pharmacy and give you or prescribe you any drugs. The first thing I will ask you is, what did you eat last night? Were you stressed? You understand? That is, he's trying to find out what causes the disease. Are you with me now? So once you know what causes the diseases, you know the symptoms and how they spread, then giving the solution will never be a problem. So this is why I discovered that most of us, the farmers, most of the time, because we have soft shell egg on the farm, does not mean that the main disease that is responsible for that particular issue is Newcastle disease. You need to know the root of it. How does it actually happen? What causes it? If you don't know what causes it, and you are trying to give a drug meant for EDS to Newcastle disease, the same thing will still keep happening. That's why you discover that we always lose a huge number of birds than is supposed, because we are treating stomach, the drugs for stomach ache is what we are actually giving to headache. It won't work. So you understand now? So before you can recommend or give any treatment, you must know the causes, followed by the symptoms. I asked that man, what are the symptoms? He don't even know what symptoms are. You know, just imagine a farmer. You understand? Then how they spread. Then also know these three things, of which I've told you, actually, the Newcastle diseases. You understand? I told you how they operate. So you get. Now, then followed by the treatment. Once you know these three things right here, then you can now go straight to the treatment. Now, right sense to treat poultry disease are: number one, you should know that bacterial disease can only be treated with antibiotics. Maybe I should come back again. Bacterial disease can only be treated with antibiotics. That is normal. And at the same time, viral diseases cannot be treated with antibiotics. But vitamins, but vaccines, as well as the medications, can be effective for preventing the disease. So this is where most of us will go and be treating the drugs meant for gomboro. We're going to be giving it to Newcastle. It will not work, my dear brother. You will only be adding more to it. You understand? And when your poultry bird eats with environmental or management factors, and you are trying to vaccine them without taking the proper step that you're supposed to do, it won't work. It's as simple as that. It will not work. Then we have the fungi may also cause illness, either by growing in the beds or by producing poisons. You understand? That's how they operate. There are no treatments for fungal diseases, but they can be treated by cleaning the environment. You know, that's what I discussed with you, with proper sanitation. Most of what we don't do these things to consideration. It's all about, have you given them the feed? What about the water? What are the number of eggs produced today? 500. Oh yeah, go and put it in the record. That's all what we care for. You understand? Until when we are it, then we start be looking for. That's because we don't know all this thing earlier. We don't know where to go. That's why we spend more money than is supposed. You understand? So we need to remember that bacterial diseases can be treated only with antibiotics. Viral diseases cannot be treated with antibiotics, but vaccines as well as medications can be effective to help. You understand? So actually, how do you now recognize or identify bacterial disease, viral disease, and others? That is why I produce a book called Poultry Pitfalls. Actually, I've been running this thing, like I said, early 2012, and this is 2018, so I'm not a baby here. So I'll be able to move around, work with some major experts in this industry. both in and outside, do my own research, work with veterinary, with scientists and others before I compile the two books you are seeing on the screen. The number one is Poultry Pitfalls. Why did I use this particular terms? I use it because this disease we are talking about, I just see them as a pitfall to this industry, and when you actually don't take proper care, you are going to fall into it. You understand? So Poultry Pitfall is a comprehensive handbook for farmers and poultry professional on poultry diseases, symptoms, what causes it, and the treatment. In this book, you are going to see I classify over 150 poultry diseases. In this, then you will see how they work. The one under bacteria, the one under viral diseases, the one that's caused by parasites as well as fungi, then the one that even caused by deficiencies. You understand? That is from all your feed inequality, disease that cause under management factors. So I have everything compiled under that in that book. Now, not that, you also see how to treat all these diseases. You understand? You are going to see them in this book. And another thing is that I talk about how they spread, the way they work. You understand? The way they work. Then there are possible causes. So it's what you are going to find in this. Here is the book. So NIFAD is written by us. And that's my name on the screen. So you are going to see all these things. This is the table of contents, so you can see what you are going to learn. So viral diseases, bacterial diseases, you can see all of them, nutritional diseases, metabolic diseases, and other diseases that I've not even mentioned here. You are going to see how all these things, their names, the pictures of how what actually they, because when they affect they eat your bird, your poultry, and some other things like that. So that's exactly what you are going to learn inside this Poultry Pitfall package. Another one on the screen is what I refer to as the layers profit. This here is absolutely written for those who are producing eggs. You understand? Because this is my major industry. You understand? Those who are producing egg, and here is one thing that you are going to get here. It discusses everything about egg production. You understand? Everything about egg production, step by step. So it's going to be an helpful materials for you as a poultry farmer. Not only these two books you are going to get alone, I'm going to give you other bonuses when you activate your membership of our platform. You understand? This platform, we talk about organic poultry farming only. That is how you can treat poultry diseases using herbs, fruits, as well as spices, something like garlic, something like aloe vera, and other things. How to use them to treat our poultry diseases. How you can raise your birds from day one to the market size using organic method. You understand? So here are some other bonuses. I'm going to give, the moment you activate your membership, you are going to have access to my feed formulation course. This course alone is 12,000 naira. If you go on my platform, if you purchase it through my platform, it's 12,000 naira on its own. That is why I just put this link so you can go there and check it out yourself. It's 12,000 naira. So, but here I'm going to give it to you for free. Apart from the fact that you are getting these two, I'm going to give you these two books at the same time. So that means I'm giving you 3 books immediately you activate your membership. So I'm going to give it to you. Not only that, you will also be added to our both Telegram groups as well as Facebook platform, a secret Facebook platform where we discuss organic livestock farming generally. You understand? We treat poultry, catfish, pig, and everything. And on this group, it's not subscription. It's not maybe when you pay this month, you are still going to pay next month, you are still going to pay for, no, just us. The moment you activate, that's the end. That's all. Another bonus attached to this membership stuff is that a free consultation on poultry farming, on anything agric business that you want to, from your farm down to international market like export and other things. You understand? Because if you go to my platform here on agro kits poultry.com.ng. You will see what I'm doing over there. Actually, we have so numerous interview, yes, from that's a lot of organization. One example of them is one agency or something like that. Just many of them that have interviewed us, we have all of them on social media. So when you go to that particular platform, to my platform here, agrokit.com.ng, you will see what we are doing there. Actually, what you are going to see is that you are going to see all this book one by one. So you understand, and when you click on it, it's going to take you to our product page where you are going to buy them separately. But once you activate your membership, you are going to have all these things for free, and at the same time you are going to have me with you all the time. People in this platform, like I said, you can see they are responding. I'm not joking. People are, because they know the value they are getting every blessed week on this platform. So you understand. So how much will it cost you to be part of this platform? Only 3,000 naira. Actually, if you want to invite me down to your farm, I charge anything between 50,000 naira per day, because if I should come down to your farm, I know what it will cost me. I'm an international export business guy, so you know, when I have to leave my export order, come to your farm, you know how much it's going to cost me. So but with all these packages, and when I'm coming, actually I'm not coming with books, because I'm only coming there to train you, see your problem and solve it. You pay me, I get back home, that's all. But here you are having access to me day in, day out. People are giving their issue here, we solve the problem, we continue the life. You understand? So it's just 3,000 naira only to activate this particular membership. This is not maybe, is this not another scam? Actually, you just go to Facebook and type Nifat Farms, just as I gave it to you. Just go to and type Nifat Farms. Just type something like that, or you type at the word I didn't know. So you are going to see yourself. You will see what people are saying about the industry, about us, yourself. So we are not here to scam anybody. 3,000 naira will make us rich, and it will make you poor at the same time. But we are not here to scam anybody. Like seriously. So it only take you a token of 3,000 naira only to have access to all these things. As the special grace of God, you will know everything about poultry diseases, know everything about feed formulation, know everything about marketing, how to market yourself in agribusiness line. You are going to see all these things. And if you are ready right now, actually I have one policy. That's one thing about me. I don't always give something like this for a while, maybe like giving it for a whole year. No, I only have a specific time, maybe within 72, at most a 5 days interval, and I always have a number to work with. Like this particular books I'm talking about, especially on this feed formulation, this is something that I don't want it to be saturated. I'm not joking, because I know how much you spend on feed every blessed week. I know, and you know, this is my industry, so I know what is happening here. How much are you buying top feed now? And most of you are even complaining. How much are you buying DOC right now? Then when you combine that bill with the bill you are going to be feeding, you already know what you have on ground. So when you have a step-by-step book that's going to guide you on how to produce feed, I don't think it's something bad. So this is kind of something I don't want it to be very saturated. You understand? So at the same time, you are getting all these things for free. At the same, not only this, like I said, you will be added to this platform where we talk about organic livestock farming. Actually, there are some that ask me to come for a seminar, that even that day, each participant of that seminar, according to the organizer, they are going to pay 30,000 naira, and all I have just to do is to go there and teach them the same thing that I'm going to be teaching you for life. Imagine 30,000 naira against 3,000 naira. Then you will know that you are getting this thing on a platform of good. But here is one thing, I want you to hear this thing clearly. I only want to work with only 30 farmers. Actually 30 farmers. Actually, our platform can contain as many as possible, But you know, Nigeria, we have one policy. In a place where we have crowd, it turns out to be another thing. I don't want to joke here. This is not a platform where you will come here and be uploading your political stuff or news or gossip. When I see you, I kick you out. You understand? I don't mind reporting your 3,000. It's nothing to me. So that's why I want to work with a very simple number, 30 farmers only. And these 30 farmers actually, they are going to be on our platform on Facebook as well as on this Telegram and WhatsApp group. You get now? They are going to be on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Facebook. So you are having us almost everywhere you are. You understand? Apart from this, like I said, you have free consultation. So 30 number is what I can work with at the moment. Is the number? That's the number I can work with at the moment. So it's now left for you now to gain access. You understand? Now another thing, apart from the fact that we'll be working with the 30 numbers. Today is 22 when I'm releasing this course right now, April. So at exactly April 31st, I'm going to close the gates on this thing. So either we reach 30 numbers or we reach only 5 farmers. As exactly 12 midnight on 30th of April, we close the gates rather. So that means we are working with 230 numbers now, 30 of April, and at the same time 30 numbers, then we close the gate. So that's all. So if you actually want to pay, this thing is very simple. This is our account number here. You pay to my GT bank account, Adewale Ademilu, as you can see on the screen. 0230150147 is the number to the account number to pay to, or my first bank account 3037576117. So that's another bank to use. Both the account are savings account, just only 3,000 naira, and you will have all this solution to yourself. Now if you have anything to ask me more about it, you can reach me on my WhatsApp line using 0810-664-9536, not 63, 36, or you call me direct on 090-68515601. And for the sake of our people who are not in Nigeria, people listening all the way from USA, from Ghana, as well as Kenya, you can use something like 810-664-9536 to add me on my WhatsApp, and you can call me directly on 234-9068-515601. So that is the number to dial. And if you are ready to pay, all you just have to do is pause this video to write out this account number. I remain your friend, Adewale Ademilu is the name. Always stick to that platform because we are going to make you happy going to a great business. Alright, now I check out. Thank you for listening. God bless.